Did you know that crows have a fascinating and somewhat quirky behavior known as anting? Many old tales suggest that when a crow is feeling unwell or nearing the end of its life, it seeks out an anthill for healing. But the truth behind this behavior is quite different and really highlights just how smart these birds are and their deep connection to nature. Anting is a natural behavior not just seen in crows, but also in other birds like robins, jays, thrushes, and even some parrots. When a bird engages in anting, it either lies down on or near an anthill, spreading its wings and feathers while remaining still, allowing the ants to crawl all over its body. In other instances, the bird will pick up ants in its beak and intentionally rub them onto its feathers and skin. You might be curious about why a bird would let ants crawl on it or even do something like this at all. The answer lies in the ants themselves. Certain ants release a chemical called formic acid when they feel threatened or disturbed. This formic acid is a potent natural substance that acts as an insecticide, antiseptic, and fungicide. In simpler terms, it helps to kill or repel tiny parasites and germs that could be lurking in the bird's feathers. These pesky parasites include lice, mites, and other minuscule insects that can cause discomfort and harm to the bird. By allowing the ants to release formic acid onto its feathers, the bird is employing a natural method to clean itself and shield its skin and feathers from infections. The acid also provides relief from irritation, especially during molting. Molting is the process when a bird sheds old feathers and grows new ones, which can make the skin feel itchy or sensitive. Anting helps alleviate that discomfort. Scientists also believe that the acid can soften or weaken parasites and bugs, making it easier for the bird to remove them when it preens or cleans itself later. It's essential to understand that anting isn't just something birds do when they're feeling under the weather or nearing the end of their lives. In fact, it's a perfectly normal and healthy behavior that birds engage in regularly to maintain their feathers and skin. Think of it like how animals groom themselves to stay clean, or how we humans take baths and use skincare products. There's no scientific proof that crows only visit anthills when they're sick or dying. The notion that a crow heads to an anthill because it's on the brink of death is a myth that's been around in various cultures, particularly in South Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Observers have seen crows resting near anthills and jumped to the conclusion that it signifies illness or death. However, the truth is that this behavior is simply part of the bird's natural grooming habits. When a crow isn't feeling well or is close to death, it tends to isolate itself from the flock and seeks out a quiet spot to rest. But this behavior has nothing to do with anthills or ants. There are two kinds of anting. The first, known as active anting, involves the bird picking up ants and applying them directly to its feathers and skin. The second, called passive anting, is when the bird lies on or near the anthill and allows the ants to crawl over it. Both methods serve the same purpose, using formic acid to clean and protect the bird's feathers. Anting isn't exclusive to crows either. Other birds such as robins, jays, thrushes, and some parrots also partake in this behavior. In some instances, birds might use different insects or even plants that produce similar natural chemicals to help clean their feathers and fend off parasites. To wrap it up, crows don't visit anthills because they're sick or dying. Instead, they do it as a smart, natural way to care for their feathers and skin. This behavior beautifully illustrates how animals utilize the resources around them for survival and self-care, highlighting the deep connection between living creatures and their environment, as well as their clever use of nature's tools to stay healthy.